I have a point. Did you know the Boundary Waters is on fire?
Oh, so it's more than just Canada.
Well,
they're on the boundary.
I was going to say that.
Let's get started. Pump me up.
If I were my lips and I were my chapstick, where would I meet today? If you were my lips and I were my chapstick, where would I find me now?
Excellent.
Marian, do you feel pumped?
Everything, a podcast where the three best friends in the whole entire world come together as experts, knowing everything about every subject to argue about them. I'm Marian.
I'm Cara.
And I'm Mara.
And thank you for joining us today on this beautiful, beautiful day. Today, our topic is top 3 worst topics to bring up on a first date, unless there are any updates from anyone that you wanted to bring up.
I don't got any.
I should consult the list before we get on for updates because I like what episode airs before this.
I need to have like a running list of things to go back and look at.
Yeah, I'm editing our top annoying TV leads, and in it I'm like, oh, maybe I'll watch Will and Grace for a bit and then get back to you on whether or not I agree with the whole Grace thing. So I got to do that for an update. Just got reminded.
Amanda is here right now, not in my apartment, but she's here visiting, and I referenced that episode because she was like, yeah, I listened to every episode, and we were talking later about doctor stuff, and I referenced the house thing. And she was like, I don't know what you're talking about. I was like, oh, so you don't listen to every episode.
Wow.
Yikes.
Turns out.
You're going to need to apologize to her. Yeah.
Yeah. Eat your words.
We should have had her on here tonight. I feel like she's been on so many first dates that it would have been good.
It would have been good.
Oh,
it was Geological Mysteries right before this.
Great.
Which I did not excel at. And I don't want to revisit. I have 0 updates.
You brought it up. Oh, I see what you're talking about.
Gotcha. Yeah, I was like, what?
That took me so long.
Okay, let's get into it.
Yeah.
How about just straight out the gate? Any comments on the topic before we just...
I have a lot of comments.
Okay.
One, I made my list on my own, but I went
Wow,
out
for
there
the first time ever? Should we give a round of applause? Slow clap, everybody.
A round of applause, everybody.
Oh my God.
Put those claws together.
Why did you bring up the fact that you, for the first time ever, did this list all by yourself?
First of all, it's not the first time ever. Just gonna put that out there.
Well, good enough that you felt like you needed to note it.
One of the only times. Yeah, one of the only times.
That's funny. This is one of the first times that I've asked for help because I just haven't been on many first dates. So
wow, brag.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I'm tight.
Me either. Oh my! So, Cara, you said that you didn't use the internet.
I did, so I made my list without the internet, but I went out there to see what was up because that's what I do every time. And people have strong opinions about what to bring or not bring up on dates, and I fear saying things for what might be on your list. But I will say that the idea of not bringing up like politics or religion on a first date might be an error. I feel like you got to suss them out early, you know?
You got to know.
I know that was on every single list I saw.
Yeah, no, those are hard deal breakers that most people don't really change about. And I'd like to know up front if you're intolerant.
I like how that is the outcome that we're all seeking, but you said it. I need to know if you're a tolerant person or not. So let's get into it.
Is this gonna work? I don't want to do the work to help you change your mind as a grown-ass adult to show you that certain things aren't okay.
Yeah, I didn't put religion and politics on there because I thought, you might. These are core values that are going to get brought up, and weed them out early.
That's right.
Yeah. My list, everything I'm going to talk about today are things that I've actually
Yeah,
That's what I figured. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
I broke open the diary. There's some gems in here.
So you thought you weren't going to do homework, but in fact,
I did.
I want you to go first. I'm excited.
Number 3, so lowest on the list, still annoying. I don't really like being asked what I read. I kind of stopped telling people that I do like reading a lot because a lot of men don't really know what to do with the answer exclusively romance, some fantasy and science fiction.
Yeah.
It's like deer in headlights a little bit. They don't really know how to respond. And so...
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
And I don't really want to answer the question, what book are you reading right now? Which is the natural segue. Because that's between
Me and your bed.
my sheets.
me or my bed, my Kindle, and whatever gods exist. And if I die before you, I need you to just throw my Kindle away.
Yeah.
Please.
Understood.
Understood.
Just toss it in a river.
I never existed. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's a hard thing to. I think now you could probably say when a man asks you, "Hey baby, what are you reading?" And I assume that's what they all sound like on the date.
Mm-hmm.
And you can just say, "Oh, BookTok books." And I think like that would be a good way to, kind of dodge the fact that you're reading smut. Just
That's not a bad idea.
For those folks at home, what are BookTok books?
Spicy.
Yeah, there's just like a whole, I mean, there's also like different parts of BookTok that do regular books, but when people are referring to BookTok, like they're talking about the whole sector of women who like read and rate books based on their spiciness level and the different tropes. Nice. And there's been a real embrace of romance novels or novels that include romance.
I agree. There really has been. And so, yeah, I might have to try it out.
I will say that I saw a TikTok yesterday of women that were like, just had like a tabling event for smut novels or BookTok books. And they were asking like men to stop and to read a page. That's all they had to do. And the guy that they had on the video he was a hockey player, and he came out of some hockey game and he was reading it, and he goes, and his like eyes lit up and he started smiling and he read like 10 pages and he just like wouldn't stop. And it was fucking hilarious. He was like, "Oh, this is what this is. Oh, okay.
I do wonder like how many like men know what women read. Do they know?
Maybe I should be telling all the men I go on first dates with, just straight up, here's some homework, here's some good.
I know they should read it.
Things.
They should study it. There's a guy on BookTok actually who talks about make note of like when your girlfriend like doesn't want to put down a chapter or whatever, or if she gets a look in her eyes, ask her where she's at. Later, get the book, read the chapter, and then everyone in the comments had books and chapters that they're like, "I wish a guy would read this." Yeah, back in high school, Mara and I had our own book club, and it was almost exclusively trading these books with each other. Yeah,
they had a lot more plot back then.
Was this the one for Girl Scouts?
No, not the Girl Scouts book club. How dare you?
I was like, wait, what?
How dare you? No.
In high school, dear listeners, Marian and I started a book club for our Gold Award. That's it. We got it.
Wasn't part of it. Great. Part of it was to do a book club, though, or that was your service. Something?
That was our project. As we made a book club, our high school book club, and we had a bookathon where we raised money and we read in the library for like 2 days straight. Simpler times.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah. I too would probably struggle if somebody asked me what I was reading, and I had to tell them the truth.
I have a book that is like PC or like PG. I have a PG book that I'm like, either I've been reading for like 6 months or I have finished within the last year. And that is usually my answer.
Yeah, your BookTok beard, as we'll call it. Yeah, to cover.
Correct.
You have that one book that is acceptable, socially acceptable, and you're going to tell everyone that book. Yeah. For me, that's John Green's Turtles All the Way Down. That's my beard right now that I've been telling people I've been reading to cover up.
I don't know the author of mine. That's a good one. People are in love with John Green.
Yeah. To cover up books like The Spanish Love Deception.
Mine is The House in the Cerulean Sea by T.J. Klune.
You have been using that for a while, huh? Like a long while.
Marian's like, I've been there for multiple of those discussions.
Yeah. Well, I only started it in March. All right.
Okay.
Fair enough.
And I am not going to tell you how many books I've read between the start of that one
between you
today.
and your sheets.
Exactly. Who wants to go next?
I do. My number 3 is astrology or personality tests. I don't need to hear what you think other people think about you. I'm trying to get to know you as a person. Unless it's like you are an astrologer. Like, unless it is who you are as a person, shut the fuck up. I don't need to hear how you fit into a category. No, thank you, ma'am.
That's funny. I was going to say, as like an honorable mention to piss you off, I was going to say enneagram.
I know you were.
But
as soon as I saw it.
You're here saying it yourself. You're saying people better not come at me on a first date talking about enneagram.
I've seen people's eyes glaze over when I talk about enneagram. I know what I do.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I've had people only remember you by the Enneagram girl.
See, you don't want to leave a first date being a enneagram girl. No, thank you.
Mara's like, I'm gonna go see my friend Cara. They're like, is that the one that talks exclusively about the enneagram?
Is that the number 1?
They wouldn't know that. They wouldn't know that, Cara. No. That's the whole point.
Then I didn't do a good enough job.
No. I do kind of like bringing up astrology and astrological signs just as a joke because I find it really funny. And so I kind of bring it up as like a tester of how much can you joke about yourself or like go along with the joke.
Some of us don't even know, like until very recently, I didn't really know what the tropes of a Virgo were. So I didn't know how to engage in conversation about it. So if the other person isn't equally, you made them up.
Yeah, I make it all up.
Got it.
I'm like,
so really you're like
September Virgo.
I mean, that's accurate though.
It's really not a good look to be a September Virgo man.
Yeah.
Really?
Female, fine. But a man Virgo in September, yikes.
August male Virgo, fine.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
You're really trying to get to know whether or not they can shoot the shit.
Yeah.
Okay. I like that avenue. That's a good way. I like it.
But I don't want to take a personality test with my first date. I do agree on that.
Grayson says, for the record, I don't think Cara came at me with the Enneagram on the first date. Good job, Cara. Managed to keep it in your pants.
Thank you. I like how he said, came at me.
It's kind of aggressive sometimes when you're in action. So.
Yeah, I've miled out a little bit.
Yeah, especially the Enneagram. I mean, that one's probably one of the more offensive of the personality tests. So.
I see what you're doing. I see you. I see that smirk.
I mean, challenge it or don't. But yeah, so yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, I put this on. Well, it's about how seriously the person takes it. Because they're just making a joke, then fine. But if they're sitting here actually talking to me about their rising moon or whatever the fuck, we might have a problem.
We do have a problem. I like if you say that sentence and don't like giggle or give me some sign of a joke.
Well, also, are there a lot of like straight men who are into astrology? I'd probably be suspicious right then and there.
Did I get another gay one?
Damn it. Did I?
Nice.
Did I fall for another gay guy? Yeah. The eternal question.
Oh, man.
Yeah. All right, Marian, what's your number 3?
I got to pick from, I have 4. So.
Wow. I have 2 honorable mentions, so.
I have, yeah.
Mara's like, I have a laundry list of honorable mentions.
Okay, then I'll do this for number 3. This hasn't happened to me. Mine are more like theoretical like what would be a problem. And I feel like maybe talking about your least favorite family members. Like if someone was like, who do you like the least? Or like, I hate my dad, you know, like
I do know.
That's some awkward first date conversation. One, because like definitely too soon to be talking about family stuff, like real family stuff. But also I think it's going to make you seem like kind of dramatic and petty and negative. You know what I'm saying? Yes. Like if you're bringing family into it already, it's going to get weird.
I have that on my honorable mention, true feelings about family, because it's complicated. And I don't want to know about your family drama yet, because also that's just like, that's a red flag for me. And then I'm already in my head talking myself in to dating you. I don't need help.
Yeah. Don't talk yourself
out. I've already got 9 reasons to leave and go back, get in my jams, open up a bag of Doritos and read my next smut novel. I don't need any more reasons to walk away from this.
Correct.
Do you casually eat Doritos?
What?
I don't eat Doritos, but that Marian does.
You just open up a bag of Doritos and eat them?
How are you eating your Doritos?
Yeah, good question. What do you mean?
Never. I don't eat Doritos. I don't open up.
Oh my God.
Yeah, when people like chips, Cara, they buy a bag and then they open up the bag of chips and then they
without
eat some of the chips.
Sauce? Madness. This is madness.
Dipping sauce?
Not every chip is a tortilla.
Yeah, he's got some hummus, a little cheese, something.
Oh my God, this is so sad. I think it goes like Cara not knowing about pubes falling out, and then this. Like that's
I'm crying over here.
Yeah, I think we have to chalk this one up to you being vegan, so you only have like plain potato chips. You know, you've never tasted
I can't even eat
the flavor burst of a Thai sweet chili Dorito, which you can just fuck up.
Whole world.
Yeah.
The best I got was the Cool Ranch, and then I learned they had milk in them, so I had to stop eating them. Why would you put milk in Cool Ranch Dorito? Why?
Wow. Okay.
This is great. This is going to be a fast one. I'm excited.
Yeah.
My number 2 is one time on a date, this guy kept referring to his last breakup as the divorce with air quotes and everything. He was like, oh, I got it in the divorce. And I was like,
was it real or was it not? What the hell?
Well, it wasn't. They had just dated so long that they kept referring to the end of their relationship as a divorce.
No. How long? How long? Do you remember?
Like 6 years, I think.
Man.
5. I don't remember. Like
divorce.
It was longer than 3, I'm pretty sure, but like less than 10. I think they might have been like high school sweethearts.
Here's my commentary. If you are with friends or family or that person, I think it's okay to air quote the divorce thing. This is somebody you just fucking met. You're trying to woo them and prove that you're super cool and awesome and worthy of dating. Why talk about an ex in the goddamn first place?
Correct.
B, why talk about the breakup? And C, why call it a divorce? You're not in the inside joke or lack thereof, because what the fuck?
No. Yeah. Or don't give me any reason to ask. This guy had a picture of a dog. And so I was like, on the first date conversation, something ex-doggy, and he was like, oh, that was my ex-girlfriend's. I don't actually have a dog. And I was like, sir, it's a really low-ball question here. It's for somebody to ask about a pet.
Yep.
I don't want to hear about your fucking ex-girlfriend. Lie to me and tell me it's your aunt's next time.
Wait.
Yeah, this is Johnny.
We got to back up. So you were like, do you have any pets? And he was like, look at this dog. It's not mine anymore. It's my ex-dog.
My ex-divorce.
He had
I lost this dog in the divorce.
Sorry, this is another guy. This has happened on more than one date. Just men talking about previous relationships. Yeah. Only one is referred to it as the divorce. This other guy just had a picture of him and a dog on his profile. And I asked about it on the first date.
Okay. And then he was like, it's not really my dog. It's my ex's.
It's my ex-girlfriend's. And I was like, cool. Thank you. What do I ask after that?
Yeah.
But you were proposing that they lie and they say they're aunts. I mean, if we are to presume that they're further dates, if the dog comes back up, that's going to be awkward.
It would be. And it'd be worse.
Yeah, because then you'd be like, why'd you lie about this dog?
Yeah, I'm already like 5. Yeah. Don't have that picture on your dating profile.
That's all up for discussion. So you can't, if you're not willing to discuss or it's going to be weird, just don't.
Yeah, that's my number 2. Don't bring up your, quote, divorce, end quote, or previous relationships.
Yeah. It's a good one. One of my honorable mentions is complaining. I don't need you to complain if the service is fast or slow. I don't need you to complain that the traffic was bad today. Like the weather. I don't need you to complain. That's my honorable mention. It drives me crazy.
If we're talking about the weather, it's never going to be between the two of us.
We've already reached the point where I can walk out.
Oh my God.
I think there was actually a study done where people are like, the worst thing you can do on a first date is be negative. So this is a very run-of-the-mill thing you're asking, Cara. Basically what every person doesn't want is for somebody to just sit there and be a Debbie Downer. So
no.
Yeah. It's universally hated.
Yeah.
Surprise.
Surprise. My number 2 is dead pets. I feel like pets are okay, but once you enter into the realm of dead anything, like dead parent, dead pet, I just don't. What do you say as the person that has to respond to this comments? Like, it's already awkward when somebody talks like, oh, my pet like passed away last week, and you're their coworker and you see them in the hall every day, you know, you're like, I'm so sorry. And they're like, no, it's okay. No, you don't have that rapport even. What do you say?
Yeah.
I asked to see some pictures.
Okay.
Do you feel like the pet's presence is still in your house? Because I've had several people, not on first dates, talk about how they think that their past pet is now a ghost living in their house.
Oh, I guess if the pet dies, then yeah, that's likely, isn't it? That could be the thing. Kind of like ghost cat over here running around.
I'm pretty sure that Grayson's parents' house has ghost dog, because the current dog like always goes to the same spot the old dog used to and does the same thing.
Tonks will be haunting if I have kids, my children. She's never gonna ever die.
That checks out.
Yeah, that's a terrifying idea of a cat.
She's going to be a little poltergeist, and it's going to be so cute.
Is it going to be cute? Because she's already terrifying in real life, and I can't imagine that she's going to get less vicious in the afterlife. I would say dead parents is a little different than when you said dead parents or dead pets.
I agree. That's why the thing is dead pets, because I can understand there's like an emotional trauma and like a bonding that can happen when you talk about like parent, and maybe something similar with pets, but somebody's relationship with their pet is so unique, you know, and like nobody else really appreciates that pet as much as you do.
Yeah.
Grayson just said Grayson just said the world is only protected by the flesh prison that holding in Tonks' spirit.
Yeah.
Sam, dude.
Tonks was unleashed.
I'm going to have to start her on geriatric food soon.
Oh
my God.
She's almost 7.
No, she's not older than...
I think they have to be 9 for that.
It's like, it's soon. I said almost, you know.
2 years is...
You're like, yeah, she's close to the grave, boys. Any day now.
In 100 weeks, I have to switch her over.
Oh, you guys. Unrelated. My brain last night. Monday night stream, my entire scalp burnt, and then I had a dream that I got to peel it all off in like large chunks. It was so nice. And then last night's stream, my brain was like, hey, you know what's fun? If you pretend like you're learning of Cheryl's death for the first time.
Oh,
that's cool. Yeah, I was like, fuck you. I was so crabby this morning.
That's fair.
I snapped at work. I was like, oh my God. It's just me sobbing in my dreams.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Dead pet. I don't know, because you can't really ask.
Probably this is, I'm going to add what you just said to maybe a list of things you don't talk about on a first date is just like your really grim, dark dreams that you've had.
Yeah, because listen to how we tried to respond just there.
We were like, go! And we know you.
I should probably have a list that I refer to before
For
each
you.
date.
Yeah, you have to study for these now. No pressure. No pressure, bro.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Don't bring up peeling my scalp skin off on first date.
Let them bring it up first.
Let them bring If he brings up peeling your scalp first, it's meant to be. Marian. Damn.
One time I used the pickup line, you have some really nice teeth. They'd go great in my collection.
How'd that work out
How did
for
that
you?
go?
We didn't have a date, but it was just nice rapport. He didn't immediately unmatch me.
All right.
You know?
Oh, it wasn't in person. I was picturing an in-person interaction. Okay.
Somebody did hand me a tooth while I was out at a brewery one time.
I'm sorry. What?
Yeah, it's right there.
You kept it? Wait. Sorry. What?
Yeah, it's right there.
I don't understand.
Is it a human tooth?
I think, yeah, it looks like human tooth. I don't know where they got it. Why did I keep it? Why am I displaying it?
Who gave it to you?
I was doing a transaction at a brewery festival, and they handed it back to me with my chain.
What? Did they know? Did they know? Did they say here's a tooth, or they accidentally gave you a tooth?
No, they knowingly handed me a tooth.
What'd they say?
I think they were like just giving them out. Like they had.
Is this like a crime scene they're trying to pass out so that they can't fucking recreate the scene? Like, what the hell?
This is a great topic idea. Top 3 creative ways to get rid of
crime scenes.
Murder evidence.
Crime scene evidence.
I gotta write this one down.
I didn't think I was an accomplice, but now I do.
That genuinely was my first thought when you said that. I was like, excuse me.
I forget about it.
What? And you just tucked that in and you were like, yeah? Did whoever you were with, did they also get a tooth?
I was in line alone. Like other people in the line
got teeth. Okay.
So it's not a real teeth. It's a human tooth?
I don't know.
We'll see it.
How do you make a fake tooth?
Very easily, I'm assuming.
I mean, why else would they be giving it out?
I hope it's like a dog tooth. Like,
I'll just send you guys a pic.
Yeah, thank you. Also, have you seen the Bob's Burgers movie?
No. It was a musical. I said fuck no.
Oh, so good. Can I talk about it? Spoiler. There's a point where a dead person is like buried in the side of a embankment, and Louise like falls into the embankment, and the dead person's face like falls on top of hers, and a tooth falls out from the mouth and falls into her mouth.
Ew.
And it is horrific to witness, and I truly gagged.
Let's look at this tooth.
Oh.
Where'd they get it from? You didn't ask any fucking questions when you got this?
No, I didn't ask any questions. The line was really long and I was done with that interaction. I was like, whatever gets me out of here faster. Sure, I'll take a tooth.
It looks like a human tooth for those listening.
Was it promoting something,
chipped.
Mara? Surely, of all the times to remember why something is happening, this is one of them.
No. I don't remember anything about that.
My God.
I should probably throw this away, huh?
I mean...
Well, I don't know now.
Yeah.
I'm going to put it back next to my mushroom.
You might solve a case someday. Let's keep her around for a little while.
Okay, my honorable mention for worst topics to bring up, cryptocurrency. Just crypto.
Yes.
Talking about that is just a conversation killer. Unless you made millions of dollars in crypto and you're about to share that with me, I don't know that we need to be talking about your feelings on crypto, what you've invested in, or how sad you are that you lost your money in crypto. You know?
I agree. I don't give a fuck about crypto.
It's like worse than sports. If I had to choose between someone talking to me for 10 minutes about crypto or sports, I'd pick sports.
Same.
Well, unless they could teach me how to invest in crypto and make money.
Would you really accept their help, though, after a first date?
How good are they at it?
Well, they're going to tell you they're
how
great.
much money?
They're going to tell you they're great. It's a crypto boy.
Yeah, they probably take my money.
I think finances in general. Just like, I don't want to hear if AMC went up in stock today. I don't care.
Yeah, anything like portfolio related, that's a downer for a first date. That shows me where your priorities are.
And I don't like that you make money. Why don't you be poor like us?
I'm not looking for a rich time. I'm looking for a good time.
Thank you. Yeah. One of my honorable mentions is baseball stats. I know I've mentioned that state before on this podcast, but that guy just talked. He just talked about baseball stats the entire fucking dinner as he like didn't eat the stem of his broccolini. I was like, I've never seen somebody cut broccolini so poorly in my life.
How did he cut it?
It's just like he had never picked up a knife before. And then he tried to cut it with a fork. And I was like, oh man, I feel so bad for what's happening right now.
If it didn't work with the knife, it's not going to work with the side of a fork.
Yeah, I would say any type of like in-depth sports talk, you can talk about like, oh, these are the sports I watch. This is my main team. I think on my first date with Matt, that probably came up because he loves hockey. And mostly it was about how he plays hockey and then like maybe a little bit. But you know, you save the really in-depth stuff until the person is trapped in a relationship with you for years and you're on the highway. And then they got to tell you all about like Wayne Gretzky and when he came to the LA Kings or whatever. And you miss your exit because you're so excited about this really great story that you're telling. And your girlfriend's trapped there for 25 minutes while she listens to it. You have to wait until you're further in a relationship.
Which highway?
405?
No, it was down in the OC. I would say the 5.
Yeah, so this is a real story.
Yeah. San Diego. Yeah. I think it was the 5 freeway, the one that goes to San Diego. Yeah.
Yeah, that's...
Bro.
Yeah.
Unless
good
people
advice.
are equally invested in that topic. I think that's the hard thing with the first date is you don't know what the other person's going to be into. And usually people have like 3 things that they're weirdly obsessed with, whether it be sports or astrology or teeth or whatever.
Cows.
How long can you hold a conversation about cows?
I mean, how long can I hold a conversation about anything mundane? I feel like I could go for at least 5 minutes about anything.
That's true.
So with the baseball stats that he gave you, what was like what
like RBIs, hitting averages
and what did you say?
For the season? Oh, that's cool. Nice.
No way.
What? That's wild.
Is that an acronym?
Stop it.
Stop it.
Please stop it.
It was to the point where I didn't know how to change the subject because I was like, I don't even know where we go from here without it being such an abrupt, stark segue.
It's when you go to the bathroom and see if the window unlocks.
I did go to the bathroom, and it was the one day I contemplated leaving.
Wow.
There was a back door next to the bathroom.
Cara, what were you going to say about this subject?
Oh, I was just going to complain.
About baseball stats specifically?
No, about sports statistics was my number one. But I just sometimes, like, Grayson's friends play fantasy football, and I play fantasy football with them or with you guys. And it's like, I pay 0.25% of interest to that, you know? And I sort of know the people on my team. Sometimes I think they're the team from last year. I don't really pay that much attention. And when we talk about it as a group and people just go off about that catch on the 50-yard line, or when people at work, we always start, for some reason, every Monday we have a team meeting and we always talk about sports. What the sports things that happened that weekend were. Did the Seahawks do the thing? I don't know. I don't care.
The radio on Monday morning has sports with whoever the fuck I listen to every Monday. Couldn't even tell you. And it does give me one-liners for the bros at work.
Oh, they're like trying to help you. They're like, here's what you need to say to make it look like you're on the know.
They don't actually say it like that, but it is like 4 sentences each about all the sports that happened that weekend.
Nice.
So it's very helpful. It's like minimal things to remember.
How about that pass?
Yeah. It's
It's
good
crazy.
one.
They've only done that pass 5 other times in the history of that sport. It's crazy how many stupid ass statistics you can get out of a sport. This is the first, this is only the second time. It doesn't matter. None of it matters. They're just going to do it all again next year, aren't they? They're just going to do it again.
Yeah. Cool.
Do you ever
So interesting.
Do you ever see the old people at baseball games that have the paper stats things and they
My
fill them out?
mom did those for a very long time, like maybe until I went to college. Like we would always get one of those and she would fill them out meticulously. She and my brothers would do that. Get a pencil.
You're just keeping track of the game that's on the scoreboard,
Mm-hmm.
right?
That's it. That's all it is.
Yeah. And then she'd be like, wait, what just happened? Did you see it? Can you tell me, was that an error?
I'm not here to watch the game. I'm here to be outside and look at some
I was
butts.
just there to eat Dippin' Dots exclusively.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah. My dad and we just eat everything in the park while my mom and my brothers tried to catch a foul ball and kept score.
Nerds.
Anyway, my real number 2 worst topic to bring up on a first date is any like crimes you've committed. I imagine that wouldn't go over well. Like,
I don't know about that.
if somebody was like, yeah, I did time for robbing a store for 6 months.
I'm out. I'm done. That was reasons 11 through 34 why I shouldn't be
I
here.
think any vices can be difficult.
Yes, because that guy that I dated for a bit that eventually told me about his gambling problem and explained to me how he didn't call it a problem. He just explained to me that he lost like 30 grand and that he knew how to do it better.
Not a
the
problem.
Next time.
Not a problem.
No.
That's what happens sometimes. Sometimes you lose 30 grand.
Yeah. It's okay. He's selling a house in London. That can't probably be in the podcast. Yeah, but vices. I can't. You got to hold back the crazy a
You
bit.
do.
I can't show it all up front. You'll never
There
love
is some,
me.
like, this might be controversial because some people would say you want the vices talked about right away so you can walk away. But
that's my perspective.
yeah, I've had very few first dates, as we've discussed, but one of them that I did have, the guy told me, like, and I appreciate his honesty. He told me up front about like how he had a problem with alcohol before and he was sober then, but he had like a bunch of stuff about like using or whatever. And it was very overwhelming. It was like this whole thing to listen to. And it was like, whoa. It seemed like a lot for first date. It might be more like second date stuff. I don't know. Like it was just a little heavy and a little intense.
Yeah, there's a difference between cataloging everything and just being like, hey, I'm an alcoholic. Let's do XYZ.
I think if you're recovering from something, I think it's worth like a tidbit. Like kind of like if you have a kid, like if you have any like big baggage, whether you're, I shouldn't
recently
say those
divorced, have 2 kids.
Delete that from the podcast.
If you have any baggage,
Wait, what'd you just say?
Big baggage, like children and
or being an alcoholic is what I was saying. Which delete.
I'll say it. Literally, I was talking to this guy and then he drops that he's recently divorced and has 2 kids. And I was like, that's too messy. I don't want to, no.
Yeah. But there is a question of like, when do you bring up the fact that you have children? Like at what point do you say that?
Before I meet you.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, before I meet you.
Pre-first date. Let me know about the children.
Because I think kids are one thing that they're never going to go away. Like if you're an alcoholic or something like that, like you have a vice, that's something that you've hopefully already managed on your own. And it's just like an alert, like, hey, by the way. Whereas kids, it's like, hey, you're going to have to be a stepmom, like just in case you want to go through with this.
I have a couple honorable mentions. This one guy talked to me about his terminal eye disease on the first date. I think he was going blind. Another guy brought up that he hasn't had a driver's license for 10 years.
Did you say why?
I don't care why. Not a DUI.
Okay.
I do care a little why, but I can't be that stationary. Are you fucking kidding me? And I'm not doing all the driving.
Yeah.
Go fuck yourself. And then, seemingly innocent, this guy asked me to describe my day using 3 adjectives I don't normally use. And I swear to God, all the words I've ever learned left my fucking head. I was like, I don't know. And I got one out, and then he had to be like, it's okay.
Oh.
Oh my God.
So you're saying no grammar talk on the first date.
Jesus.
Yes. Grammar. That's
Please
a good one.
no. Oh man. Him and I went on like a handful of dates. So thankfully that wasn't enough to.
I think I would have liked that question.
I think you would have.
Use 3 adjectives to describe your day. I mean, I don't like
that you don't normally use. Adjectives that you don't normally use.
I mean, how does he know what I do or don't use? But whatever.
Fuck. Yeah.
Well, say it right now. Marian, describe your day with 3 adjectives you don't normally use.
Okay. Let me think about what happened today.
Yeah, he didn't even give me any.
So that's the thing is,
time.
I think you need some like warm up, but when you're on a first date, it feels like if there's a pause, it's awkward, and
you're
therefore
like,
it's
this
not
is the
going
death
well.
of
So it's
everything.
stressful. Yeah.
Yeah.
So lob questions. No, like if you were born in 1700, what would you have been? None of that.
I think that would have been a good one.
Shit, I like that. If you could have anybody as your uncle, who would you pick?
Oh, I like that one too. Man, we would be great dates.
I know we would.
If I were born in 1700, what would I have been? Oppressed. Done. Easy.
I'd probably be dead because I died in childbirth at some point.
Well, Marian, you've always said that you would have been a knight or something, right?
Joan of Arc.
Am I making this up? Have you said this before?
A knight?
That's what I thought I remembered that.
You got any adjectives?
Challenging.
Nice.
That's about it.
Well, that's on Brent, and we're good.
That's a good texting question. Like, if you're on like a Tinder,
that is,
situation.
you're right. That's more of
Yeah.
a texting, not in a real life.
I can ignore it for 30 minutes while I vacuum.
Yeah. You've vacuumed for 30 minutes,
Dude.
Let's go to our sponsors.
Okay.
Boop. Dot.
Our number 3 sponsor this week is Grayson. Thank you for doing our sound producing and all that other stuff that you do. Unless I'm editing this one, in this case, I'm our number 3 sponsor.
Pow, 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 pow. Nice, dude.
Editing's a lot of work.
Say you as the normal sponsor, like, because then you can cut one or the other out.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, like say it as if you are the 3rd sponsor.
Our number 3 sponsor this week is me. Thanks for editing this, me. Great job. Number 2 this week is Tyler. Thank you so much, Tyler, for supporting us on social media and being a wonderful listener. And our number 1 sponsor this week is Hinge.
Bumble.
Tinder.
Oh.
Damn. Yeah.
Well, Grayson and I met on Bumble.
Yeah, a success story. If you follow the rules of this particular podcast, you could end up like Karen Grayson.
I just went to the wedding success story of somebody that met on Match.com.
Nice.
All right, let's do our number 1s.
My number 1, I feel like really puts me in a bad light a little bit. I don't want to say I'm a fuckboy, but you decide for yourself, please. I don't want you to end the date with, so do you want to do this again, bro? I do not know. I'm either for sure no, or I'm making up my mind.
Oh.
Like I'm weighing options over here, but I don't want to commit.
You don't want to start plans right away
Yeah.
for a second interlude.
No.
That's fair. I feel like you need time to think about the bagel choice you want. Yeah, so
That's interesting.
That makes
I've always
sense.
set up the next meet by the end.
But
You're
what
my
if
nightmare.
what if they don't want to see you again and you ask that question?
I've never had somebody
Has that ever happened?
not want to see me again. Come on. That
Yeah,
doesn't happen.
Well, I don't want to tell you in person that I don't want to see you again because men can be kind of scary.
Exactly. So then do you just cancel later?
Yeah, you're non-committal. You'd be like, hey, I need to look at my schedule. I know I got some things going on, but I'll get back to you.
We're told, Grayson says in the chat, male perspective. We're told to do that because it's hard to say no. Literally what I said.
It is hard to say no.
Yeah. Who told you that, Grayson? It's just like,
Society.
okay.
Damn, dude.
Yeah, I mean, when I like somebody, I want to get a plan together. And I think also I do this with like, I mean, how many times have I run into somebody just random and made plans that we never actually like, follow through on? Like it'll happen.
Yeah. And I guess I have ended a date with making other plans.
But you're right. The pressure of if you're not
future.
feeling it or you're not sure, the pressure of trying to come up with what's gonna happen next is off-putting.
And then it like leaves me with a weird taste in my mouth about that date. And then I have that weird feeling first in my mind when I go home.
Because they want to see you again?
But it's the last interaction. And if it's weird, then it colors the whole other previous interaction. Right? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. That is what I'm saying.
I agree.
I don't think everyone agrees with this question, but that's okay.
That's okay.
Because
my number one is any insecurity or something that you have low self-esteem about. It was going to be sports statistics, but luckily I had 5. Yeah, I feel that on the first date, you're trying to present a good version of yourself that you're comfortable with. Also, confidence is extremely sexy. So not putting a confident step forward is a big drawback in my mind. And I want to hear what you like about yourself.
Okay, so
yeah, like what are you proud about?
Yeah. I can hear about your insecurities later. We got time. If there's time.
Yeah. I don't want to hear about them before I don't care enough to talk you out of it.
Marian, you look like you disagree.
I'm just trying to think about like if somebody, I was trying to think of an insecurity or like something where I'd be like, this is upsetting that you brought this up, or like, this is not a good, like, this has made me lose faith in you, I guess, when I don't know you.
I would say that like if you're like on a date and you like walk past some scooters and you're like, man, I love scooters, and you're like, I am terrified of all 2-wheeled objects, or
that's hilarious. So yeah, I don't know. I'm
another example.
Or your weight, or your glasses, or usually it's something physical. Like something about yourself that you're physically uncomfortable with, and everybody's got one, right? Like your elbows, your freckles, whatever it is, like.
I think I would like that vulnerability in a person, somebody that's given it to me frank, somebody who's like, oh, I'm so bad. Like if somebody broke the ice by being like, I'm really bad at like first date conversations. My mind always goes to baseball statistics and I am so sorry. Like I know it's terrible. Like that would be endearing to me. Like that vulnerability and honesty about how they feel about themselves, then it honestly would make the baseball statistics go down easier. I'd be like, oh, you're doing it. Like,
but that's I would say there's a difference between a vulnerability and an insecurity.
You're tying in the insecurities to like how you don't want to hear anything negative talk.
Probably.
Or like attitude.
Yeah. But like if you're insecure, like if you didn't go to college and you're insecure about that and you like bring it up, or just like something that you like feel down about yourself about, and I don't know what it might be, but I just don't feel like this is the time and space to bring it up.
I will accept that as your number one, I guess.
Thank you.
Ooh. Yeah, I like the if you can't fix it within 5 minutes, don't tell a complete stranger about it.
Never heard that.
Deciding to tell people or comment on things. Like if they can fix it within 5 minutes, let them know. But if they can't, shut your fucking mouth.
Oh, I didn't know about that. So like when you're looking at somebody, if their nose is weird, you don't say anything. But if they got a booger, you say something.
You mention it. And they're always grateful.
Okay.
They're like, oh my God, thank you.
Okay, I see.
I like that rule.
Hair, teeth, like shit in your teeth, not
That you're English.
teeth. Oh my God, stereotypes. Yikes.
My number...
Also, just to clarify, it's not. No, you can go.
What? No,
I'm done.
clarify.
I don't need to clarify.
You interrupted. Let's hear it.
They're like, do you want to see each other again? I feel like makes me sound a little like a butt.
I think honestly, both of you aren't coming off great with these number ones. So I'll put that out there.
My number 1 was supposed to be sports statistics. This is my number 4.
Well,
Yeah, I knew it wasn't gonna be good, but I hate that question.
That's okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just digging a hole over
like,
here.
how dare you?
Real deep.
How dare you want to see me again and voice that, you bastard?
It's a struggle because did I have fun on this date because I'm there and I'm a great time? Or did I actually enjoy your company? And I have to go home and I have to decide what was me and what was you. All right?
I need time to write down in my journal pros and cons, okay?
The eternal struggle. Am I loving this because I love me? Or is it because of anyone else?
I need to know and I have to think about it.
I just enjoy my company so much.
Fucking hilarious. What's your number 1?
Yeah, my number 1 worst topic that you shouldn't bring up on a first date is any like sex acts you did or didn't like that an ex would do or anything.
Yeah.
It just sex acts in general, like anything sexual. Talking about those things, big no-no. Big no-no.
Yeah, because then you're sat there thinking about them doing something with somebody else. And also, why are you bringing it up on the first date? Are you expecting sex after this? Like,
that's all I think that you're expecting.
What are you hoping to get out of this? Like, seriously.
You guys know this, but for our listeners, one time I went on a first date. Two out of the 3 first dates I've been on, I've talked about on this podcast, I guess. But this one was another guy from Hinge. We went out on a first date and then we were kind of texting a little bit after. And he told me he got like a car. He bought a car. I was like, oh, great. And he said, yeah, it's got tinted windows, so perfect for roadhead. And I did not talk to him
so
again.
Aggressive.
And then
that's so aggressive.
Later, he was like, do you want to hang out? I was like, I just think we're probably not a good fit. And he was like, well, is this because of the roadhead joke? And I was like, yes.
The fact that you knew what it was means that you already know you're a fucking problem.
Like, why would you say that?
No, why was that your first idea?
Like,
for
we
a
didn't
joke?
even hold hands or anything. Like, this date was like literally like a getting to know each other. It's not like anything even remotely happened. Like, not even a kiss, nothing. And just come out with that joke. It's like, oh man, what world are you living in?
Yeah. If that's you on your best behavior in the beginning, I don't even want to know what other jokes you're about to tell me.
Yeah.
No.
Like, that's your arsenal? That's what you're going with?
Nasty.
Yeah. So,
disgusting.
But I do think I've never had this happen, but I have to imagine that the worst thing to bring up to somebody is like, oh yeah, my ex, she did this thing with her wrist and it was so great. Like, I just gotta imagine that's the worst thing you can say. You have
wrists like her wrists. I think this is gonna go well.
Yeah, I think you've got the same like range of flexibility.
I love the way you picked up that wine glass.
You seem to be like a bra size smaller, but that's okay. I can manage. I will be okay.
So it looks like a nice handful, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, this is nice. This is good. This is good.
Well, we made it. We've come to the end.
We did it.
God, there's a lot of bad things to bring up on dates, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a laundry list. Why is it a laundry list?
I don't know. I don't feel like it's that hard to not do these things, but
I think she means the
why is
term
this-
laundry list.
Yeah, I did.
A laundry list, I think, comes from like when you would, like at a hotel or whatever, when you like tick off what you want them to clean. That's my guess, is that back in the day, people would order what they want to have cleaned. And that's where the laundry list came from.
I did that in Mexico once.
Wow, fancy bitch.
Okay. Didn't know we were talking about our financial situation.
Yeah. What a bad topic to bring up.
It's not our first date.
Basically, yeah, but you're like cataloging your clothing that you sent to the dry cleaners. Yeah. Not like what you want done.
That's the same thing, Mara.
No, it's not. What you want done to your laundry.
Yeah,
and the items that you sent there
and the
are
skirt
different
and everything.
Sorry, I thought when you meant you're writing everything you want done with them, I thought you were like, oh, please use starch.
No. Like when you go to a hotel, right? Because Cara, is this what you did in Mexico? You go to the hotel and you check off like shirts, like 3 shirts.
Like
skirt.
Okay. Yeah, like I had a bag of things and I let them know X, Y, and Z.
What was in there?
It's different price wise. So they need to know like how many shirts, how many socks. I had to number the number of socks.
You were right. I just misinterpreted what you said.
Yes. So points. I think I'm going to give us each a -1, including myself, we each had a topic that sounded a little bratty, honestly. -1 insecurities, -1 I want to do this again, -1 to me for like, oh, you're gonna tell me about like your vices or your problems.
For the record, my number 1 was supposed to be dead.
Yeah, but it wasn't though, Cara. It wasn't. You can't keep saying that because it wasn't.
But it's
and you brought the thing up. So
I have receipts.
Doesn't count. You had to go with insecurities. It'd be that way sometimes.
Fault.
Yeah,
you did this to me.
Take your -1 gracefully.
I will.
We're all in the same sitch.
Fine. I will give a point to Mara for doing homework and going through your diaries and telling stories. I enjoyed it.
I kept it PG. I want to give a point to Marian for the family. Don't complain about family on first dates. I feel like that's really important. For the love of God. Shut up. Point to me for going on all of these dates.
Yes, honestly.
Point to you for going. How many first dates do you think you've been on, Mara?
I don't even know. I was like, these are the ones I remember. I was like trying to go through all of the dates I've been on, and I don't know.
Because there was the time when you would go on one each day of the week.
That was my favorite.
I nicknamed them Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Thank you for telling us the days of the week.
Yeah. Well, I just wanted you to know that
that you know them. That you had that many.
Day.
That you wanted to brag for a second about that you had 7 men on the line at one point.
It's a real nice phase of mine.
All right, congratulations, Mara, for winning.
Thank you.
This has been My Top Everything. Please follow us, subscribe, rate, review, whatever you need to do. Email us at mytopeverythingpodcast@gmail.com. And I'm Marian.
I'm Cara.
And I'm Mara.
And we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Yeah, one day I'll be able to commit.
Are you still doing the 3-date rule?
Did you ever successfully do the 3-date rule? I don't think she did.
We told you that you should go on 3 dates with each person because
to give yourself time to maybe
your track record.
like them.